Yo, what is going on, you guys? BashtianYgo here, and today, first of all, just want to say quick congratulations to Julian for being the world champion Yu-Gi-Oh 2025 with Vanquish Soul, guys. An amazing achievement for a really cool guy. So honestly, congratulations to Julian. But now we are back to business, back on track, guys. We have the Banlist prediction. We have the Banlist that Konami specifically said would come out after Worlds. Now that Worlds is over, we can get back to business as usual, get back to the ban list. Now, is this something that they're going to give us a heads up on? Are we going to get a 2 weeks heads up? Or if something's going to be coming out tomorrow or the next day? Who knows? At this point, Konami can do whatever they want, of course, but they did communicate that to us just a few weeks back that they would be releasing one after Worlds. They didn't say how soon after, but something that I do want to get into, something that we haven't touched on this channel yet, so we will go ahead and do just that, guys. So we are back to it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. If you guys like these type of videos, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And first card on the list, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Obedience School. Okay. So let's go after the Justice Hunter powerhouse first per Triff Gaming, right? So obviously the second this deck came out, Triff won his YCS. Congratulations to Triff, of course, and it has been topping and winning events left and right. It's an extremely consistent deck, and obviously has the power, and more than enough power to go through an entire event unscathed. Does have a bit of a rough match against the Draco Tail deck, but it has a pretty good matchup against pretty much anything else. So by default, it's going to be a really good deck. And the fact that Obedience School summons out all three for free, basically, and it's not once per turn on the event something happens to your board or whatever, it's just really, really, or it gets negated. It's just really, really good, and something that I think is realistically has to get addressed on this ban list, because this card, especially with the new Marshmallow card coming out here in the next few weeks, we definitely don't want to have this on top of that as well. So I think realistically, Obedience School is a card that could and should be limited. I don't know if it's something that they're going to do right off the bat. I do play Yummy. I do love this deck. I think it's a lot of fun. I love the artwork, of course. Who doesn't? But realistically, the deck is just really, really strong. And realistically, even if it goes to one, you can still play Triple Dex Thrust to search it. You still play Prosperity to dig for it. So there's other ways to have access to it. It's just not going to be something where you have multiple in hand, and even if your opponent activates like Solemn Judgment on it or whatever, you just activate another one down, and that's just really, really good, right? Or it gets ashed, right? You could activate another one. It's just that is really, really good. So let's go. Let's go ahead and sneak past that one real quick, because realistically, I think that's the only real hit you can do to Yummy without just hitting the actual deck itself. Which is, again, the fact that the best decks of the format are so financially accessible is an amazing, amazing thing, and I think Konami does deserve some type of props in that department. So we're gonna go after the next Justice Hunter set. We're gonna go after the Paradise Smasher. It needs to get banned realistically. I haven't played a Vanquish Soul player that has made this against me yet, not from personal experience, but a typically, I'm speaking about Konami historically, cards that skip turns, VFD, right? Vanity's Emptiness. These are all still banned for a reason. And Paradise Smasher, the fact that Vanquish Soul can now make it with multiple level 5s, no problem. That's where the really problem begins, because it's so consistently can be made down by Vanquish Soul. Now it's not 100% win rate with this. There's still some type of chance to it, but realistically, Paradise Smasher is just not a healthy card for the game. I think Vanquish Soul going into the more canine stuff, or sticking to just pure Vanquish Soul, is still obviously plenty enough strong deck at just winning Worlds, of course. So that's something that you definitely want to consider. But I think just Paradise Smasher is an unhealthy card and doesn't promote healthy gameplay. So that's why I think it realistically should get banned. Uh, And let's see. So I don't think I have any Draco Tail hits yet, because realistically, it's not something that I think is going to be wildly impactful. I guess this next card does semi-affect Draco Tail, which is Brand Diffusion. So Brand Draco Tail is a deck that has been out and about. I think Brand Diffusion has done its time in the limited section of the Forbidden Limited list. I think the card can comfortably come back to two. Branded is still a crazy deck that is just 60 cards of gas. If you play a 60 card pile, it's just a gas deck, right? So, and it sounds weird to say. But Branded Fusion, as strong a card as it is, I think it can easily come back to two. Just given the power creep of the current format, I just don't think Branded can I don't think I'm not gonna say it can't keep up, but the cards definitely feel slightly more outdated than the more modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks. In what's it called, Draco Tail or the Vanquish Soul Canine or even the Yummy, of course. So something that I want to consider. Now, killing off some old cards that probably should have gotten killed a while ago. Let's go ahead and put Shifter up there as well. So we saw Shifter still do its thing in the most recent championship, and it's just an unhealthy card. Vanquish Soul can still play in the main deck. It's no problem at all. Realistically, this card is still crazy good. So it's something that you definitely just don't want to see. And the fact that one of the best decks, one of the top three best decks in the format can main deck it without seeing the negative effect of it, because really they can still benefit off revealing the dark effect in hand, and they don't really lose to their cards being banished like that. So, I mean, Shifter just, I think it's just time for it to let's just let it go, man. Just let it go. Next, I think that Konami's going to want to push their newer product, and in order to push newer products from a financial perspective, I think they're just going to have to start killing off some of the older engines, right? So, with that being said, I don't agree with this per se, but I think Moon of the Close Sky is a card that is going to have to get forbidden just because of the accessibility it gives any deck for the what's it called, for the Fiendsmith engine. Fiendsmith engine. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not a engine that I see very often. Obviously, doing crazy at events anymore. Mitsugi has definitely taken that slot as the preferred engine, and now K9 has overtaken that as well. But the overall accessibility that Moon of the Close Sky gives to any deck to play Fiendsmith is not the most. You want to play in decks that naturally synergize with it, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But the fact that any deck can play this engine is just a little insane. And yes, I did. I'm just coming from a guy who did play Trickstar Fiendsmith at YCS like a dummy. Next on that list, we have King of the Feral Imps. Not Raizo shouldn't have such easy access to the Mitsugi engine, and King of the Feral Imps just gives it that. And it's just like you can get completely like 4 or 5 hand traps on your Raizo stuff, and then you just overlay into this guy, and you win from there. So I don't like that. I mean, personally, I think it's kind of booty cheeks, but that's just me personally. And speaking of Mitsurugi, I think that prayers needs to be limited. The fact that this card is just does so much for the strategy. It itself, obviously, this whole combo. You search another once you set it, and then you can tribute your own cards during your opponent's turn and get additional value off that. You can activate in the draw phase because of the quick play spell. I just think this card is crazy. Some people think Habakiri is a problem. I don't see an issue with Habakiri because it activates the main phase. It has a lot more things you can actually respond to it. So prayers really seems to be the problem child, realistically, you know. So I think prayers getting limited again is going to help push more the newer decks. All Justice Hunters decks are going to be getting new support in this next set as well. So something that we definitely want to consider as well. And another card I missed on the what's it called, the forbidden section of this list is going to be Harpy's Featherstorm. It's just an unhealthy card. Again, turn skips are not healthy for the deck. And Featherstorm is definitely one of the most notorious one. Previously, more famously, I should say, played in Fluwandereeze. But now that Raizo can make Castel, it's got to the point where it's, again, just too easily splashable in one of the better decks of the format. And drawing this just feels like an auto win. And it's never going to be an interactive gameplay, which is what I do like about decks like Vanquish Soul, like the Yummy deck. And a card that I actually forgot to put on here, but I feel like is going to be forbidden for what's it called, Rivalry of the Warlords. There can be only one, and goes in match. Look, floodgates are never healthy. Let's go ahead and just get rid of them altogether. Let's ban them right off the bat. I forgot to put the pictures in here, but you guys know what those cards look like. Ban them, hoes. Another card, so I don't think we've hit really Malice as far as that goes. So Malice, I think hitting White Binder, or what's it called? Banning White Binder outright kills the deck. Malice isn't topping like it once was, and it's still a very fragile deck, right? It's still not nearly as consistent as it once was, and realistically, the fact that backup Attic Nister exists is really what is boosting the deck that much more, right? So you can still gain a lot of easy access to it by having it at 1, but it reduces the chances of you seeing it in your opening hand and being able to play around whatever your opponent has. It's like this. It's the same thing as Obedience School, except Backup by Deck Nester is way more accessible than Obedience School. The Obedience School you have to search it with Thrust. Backup by Deck Nester you have other ways to search it. If I'm not mistaken, Cyber's Wicked. You can search it with the March Hare, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So there are so many ways to get to this card. Also, I think limiting it is not something that's going to kill the deck by any means, but it's going to decrease the consistency by just a little bit and continue to push for the Justice Hunter's deck moving forward. But Malice will still be playable, of course, which I don't hate. Also, with if I'm not mistaken, the entire Malice deck is getting reprinted in either the tins or the world pack. I'm pretty sure it's the tins. So help you push product. Don't kill the deck. It's not really a problem child anymore now that people are playing again more than Justice Hunter decks. But that's just me saying. Another hit to Ryzeal, I think X needs to go to 1, and that's pretty much it. X is one of those broken cards, just being able to be a board breaker by itself and also an extension and also a starter. I think just X is too strong, and it doesn't kill Ryzeal, because I've seen some lists where they'll ban Duo Drive, ban Detonator, ban Ryzeal Cross. That one I kind of understand, but killing or banning Duo Drive outright kills the deck, whereas limiting X I feel like hurts the deck just enough for it to still be around, but not nearly to the level that it once was, right? And also cutting it off from the Mitsugi engine, having to play more pure. You'll probably see a lot more people playing the Dododo engine in this. So it's still going to be a very playable deck, but it won't be nearly as ridiculous. Because you can still, again, have full access to it by searching it, normal summon ice, whatever, sword, so on and so forth. But I just think playing at 2 is still the possibility you see in your opening hand, and that's just a really, really broken card. Again, same thing I had with Obedience School. Dragonic Diagram and Masterpiece. Let's go ahead and just unban them, man. Screw it. What are they going to do? What is True Draco going to do in this current time? They just released, if I'm not mistaken, more support for True Dracos should be coming out here the next few weeks or months. I'm not exactly sure when it's coming out. I think it's due with Dimensions. Don't quote me on that one. But True Dracos, of course, coming out. You want to push this deck. You just reprinted Masterpiece as a QCR. Still waiting for the Diagram QCR. Just going to say that. Or Starlight Rare, now that you stopped doing QCRs. But I think that's something that'd be great. To have both of these cards at 3 is something I've not seen since 2017 when the deck first came out. And I think it'd be pretty cool to see in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! You probably still mix this with the Monarch cards and play a lock version of the deck that way, but realistically, I don't think True Draco is going to be that strong to where it's that much of a problem. Same thing goes for Prankid. I think Prankid, Meow Meow Mew is a card that has done its time. The deck has not been playable since 2021, 2022. I think it was the deck that came, I think the deck came out, Meow Meow Mew, in like 2021, so it must have been 2022 when the card was banned. Look, realistically, it's just a Regeki, a double Regeki is all the deck does. Okay. What's it called? The Mitsugi guy do? Mirakumo, nuke your board. What's the problem with it? There's no problem. There's no problem. Bring back Meow Meow Mew to 1. And as I say that, I forgot to put this in here as well. I'm thinking about it as I'm going along with it. The what's it called? Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow can come back to 1. Come on, let us play Super Heavy Samurai again. Come on, what does Super Heavy Samurai do besides have 1 week of meta tier 1 contention, which it was like the coolest thing of having the deck of just monster. I thought it was super cool. I thought it was a fun format. The 1 week that it was legal. Okay. Trident, I think it's one of those cards that has definitely done its time. It's definitely able to come back to 1. And Zoodiac isn't doing anything. If I'm not mistaken, Zoodiac Barrage got reprints as well. So it just leads me to believe that Dryden is officially going to be coming off the forbidden list and back to the limited section. It could even potentially go higher because realistically, Detonator, Dryden, very similar style cards. I'm just going to say that. Droll and Lockbird is a card that has been tucked around quite a bit. Obviously, the card wins games by itself. I don't think it has done enough to merit banning Droll and Lockbird, but maybe putting it to 2 to 1. I just feel like Droll and Lockbird just has to get hit in some type of way. especially after Worlds. I mean, Droll basically won Worlds for Julian, if I'm not mistaken, right? That happened in game three, if I'm not mistaken. He was going Lunalight combo, get Drolled, and then Lunalight couldn't do anything. So I just think that Droll has to get addressed in some type of way. Will get limited or semi-limited? I don't know. But realistically, I don't think Konami's going to be doing anything. It's just, this is more like a what I think should happen rather than a prediction. Heavy Storm can easily come back to 2. It's not doing anything at 1. No one's playing it, so let's go ahead and just start bringing it back little by little. You know, on this, cards like Regeki came back, Dark Hole has come back. Yeah, Lightning Storm went from 3 to 2, but Lightning Storm gives you the option of either or. So I think Heavy Storm coming back is something that could definitely happen. But that's going to be it for my Banlist prediction for September 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. If I missed a card that's on here, or if you guys have different thoughts, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll go ahead and get back to y'all there. But hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the next one.